play us out. What does that fucking mean?
We're doing this live. Fuck it.
Let's just invite some people.
All right. We're back again, Pint of Comics, with another S.F.A. 80s science fiction, fantasy, action 1980s. We got a big old crew on today. You could actually kind of say we have the best of the best. I've assembled the best of the best here today.
Yeah,
I have, so the okay, maybe.
The okay.
Guys, what's going on? Let's go around real quick. Of course, we got the young home Manster. What's going on,
What up?
Manster?
Manster's here today.
How you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Yeah, living
Yeah,
life?
I'm doing okay. Huh?
Living life, doing well?
Living life large. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Mostly napping, stuff like that.
That's large life right there. We got Holly and Chris in the show as well. Okay, let's see. Stu, okay, it's the okay. Stu, what's going on in Pittsburgh, PA?
I also had a nap today. I had a nap, and when I woke up, my cat was snuggling me. It was very nice.
I saw a picture on Facebook the other day. Your cat ripped the shit out of you.
Yeah,
too.
he got my arm.
Yep.
Yeah, cats are awesome.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the feline myself. Down below, we got Scary Larry Dwyer. Larry, what's going on, man?
Hi everybody. Just hanging out, chilling. Here to talk about one of the best movies ever made.
You've already made a threat before we got on the air. You already made a threat saying that if
did.
anybody here disparages this movie, we're going to have a mixed martial arts tournament or a martial
Yeah.
arts tournament to
And
determine.
I meant it too. So
And the guy over next to you who was antagonizing you, because I think he might have a bad opinion of this, is the officer, the sheriff.
officer.
It's Officer Mike straight from Friday the 13th, Part 5, and Connecticut Cult Classics. Mike Simonetta. Mike, what's going on, man? How you doing?
I'm doing good. I didn't get a nap today though, so I'm a little out there, but
gotta get your
otherwise
naps.
doing fine. I'm questioning the best of the best, but it's still sweet to see this again after all those years. See that beautiful mullet. Oh, there's actually a lot of nice mullets.
There is.
Yeah, what? Yeah, we're going to talk a little
one in
bit.
particular.
Oh well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
That
And
one's
here's-
slow.
Just to give you, and I'll spoil it. Holly commented a little bit ago. She's like, "All right, I'm gonna watch this now, so I'm ready," because she's never seen it. I'm gonna watch this, so I'm ready for the thing. And about 20 minutes in, she's like, "I know that mullet." I'm like, "Fuck yeah, you do."
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. Surprise! It's like Christmas morning when you see that mullet. You're like, "Yeah, there he is."
And I do want to say, Eric just made the joke there. If any of you seen this movie, pop it, Tommy, pop it. Eric,
It took my thumb, Charlie. Sorry, wrong movie.
Eric-
At the Greenwich Village, whatever.
Eric is the guy who requested us to do this one. And you know what? It falls just in time because Best of the Best was released on November 10th of 1989. So a couple months later, this would not fit into our 80s 80s motif.
Oh, true.
But yeah, it came out November 10th of 1989. Now, real quick, I just want to ask everybody. Mike, you had seen this before, you said, correct?
I did some cable back in the day on TV. No idea where it came from. Nice.
Sure.
But I have no idea where it came from. I know eventually I saw some sequels here and there, but never heard about it in a cinema.
All right, Larry, you've actually owned the DVD, correct?
That I do, my friend. Both this and the second one. Not the third or fourth.
Yeah.
There's a tragic decline.
Yeah,
There's a tragic decline in 2 as well, but not as much as because I did see the third and then never bothered with the fourth. I don't even know what the fourth is about.
See, you don't know. It could have had a
It's about-
tragic incline.
I'm
You're
telling
right.
you, it's about fighting.
Yeah, probably.
So it's a solid guess.
Stu, this was first time for you, right? You didn't know what this was.
I'd never even heard of this before. So you said the best of the best 80s karate movie. Nope, I'd never heard of it before. So I just watched it, heard of it for the first time.
And if you're watching this and you're going to watch us do this whole thing, if you have the need to check it out or you want to check it out, it is currently on Pluto TV if you don't have Netflix, if you do have Netflix and you don't want to watch commercials that repeat the same fucking commercials every commercial break, it's fucking maddening.
Right.
It's fucking maddening. Okay. But if you don't want to do that, you can go over to Netflix and check it out. It's there under the action category. Manster, where were you with Best of the Best?
No, I did not really hear this or remember this movie at all.
Jesus Christ.
First time
Even
for
though-
me.
Even though you are in the Eric Roberts fan club.
Oh, I am president of the Eric Roberts fan club.
Where's your mullet?
But no, this one escaped me. See, I'm
Okay.
president of the Eric Roberts Slicked Back Hair Club.
Okay. Yeah, we're going to talk a lot about that, I think. Stu is confused by the scene where they all eat corned beef. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. All right, let's go over some of the info on this one real quick when we'll get into the movie. So Best of the Best, directed by a guy named Robert Radler. Really not much after this. Some episodes, though, of Silk Stockings, which I'm sure we probably all have masturbated to at some point or another.
I'm right now.
I preferred the Red Shoe Diaries.
Remember
You're classy.
Mitzi Capture, right? That was her name. And he also directed. Now, if you hadn't masturbated to Silk Stockings, you probably snap one off to the next show he directed some episodes of. VIP. Remember that one, the Pamela Anderson show,
God.
where she was like some kind of bodyguard,
Whatever.
or
She was
or an
whatever.
agent.
She was just
Yeah.
whatever.
And then, if you masturbated to this other show he directed some episodes of, I don't know. I think
Where are
we
we
have to
going
stop.
with this?
I think we have to stop the show.
Where
Power
coach?
Rangers.
Is it coach?
Power Rangers
Oh.
Zeo. Power Rangers Zeo.
The Pink Power Ranger.
I was going to say, was the Pink Power Ranger still in that one?
Snapping one off to the Pink Power Ranger. Let's see.
Oh, that's right. Halloween 3 is the best.
So this was
Yeah.
written by Philip Ree,
Philip Reed.
who along with a guy named Paul Levine
Really?
wrote the story. So Philip Ree wrote the story. Philip Ree also wrote the screenplay to Best of the Best 4 without without warning. All right. And then this is the weirdest credit I've ever seen before. But in all their writing ones, there's a guy named Max Strom who's credited as additional dialogue. So so they bring him in to, I guess, punch it up a little bit, and then he wrote the Best of the Best 2 screenplay.
He wrote
So he
Pop
came
It.
back.
They liked
wrote
his
Pop-Tart.
dialogue.
Yes.
They
Yes.
liked his dialogue notes so much that they were like, dude, you are writing the sequel. 100%.
Just save yourself some
And I
time.
was going
man.
to say, what's that punching up? Like, Eric Roberts, you need more to say because
Yeah.
it's so good.
Coach, my son was hit by a car. Coach, I'll
Make
be
a decision, boy.
He came in and he said, James Earl Jones, I suggest that the entire movie
You just
yell.
yell.
Just
At
yell the whole goddamn movie. Not once, not
Yeah. What's your
Yeah.
motivation? Anger.
Yeah.
Your motivation is
Why?
anger.
Your
You're-
motivation
Although he was
is the
pretty happy
paycheck
sitting
for
in
this
the bar
movie.
being quiet.
He
That was
was. He
Yeah,
was.
that was pretty cool.
Just had his little drink.
Yeah, he was just enjoying the show.
Hey. And
Yeah.
the fighter's like, all right, that's enough. When it was all over, everybody's on the floor.
Yeah.
Everybody's on the floor. That's
Sorry,
enough.
sorry, barkeep, that the whole place is destroyed, but we're out of here.
Yeah.
The two
US
bartenders that are just like, oh no.
Oh, our bar.
Oh,
Our
I
bar.
liked how the very respectable U.S. Taekwondo team destroys a bar and then just fucking like skates, totally skates. Absolutely out there. All right. Does Urban Dictionary have an entry for when you crank one to Eric Roberts and Julia Roberts in the same day? You know, I find this weird,
Yeah.
but there are a lot of people out there that don't realize Eric Roberts is Julia Roberts' brother.
How's
you know,
that
it's
possible?
Wait.
well,
where are these people?
there are people out there because the age difference is pretty big, and
Can we talk about how it's 2021 now? Eric Roberts is
it is.
Emma Roberts' dad now.
that's
All
right.
Listen.
You
know what?
Last
I
time
can-
you saw Julia Roberts in.
I can tell you there are probably people on this fucking live show that don't realize that Tommy Lee and Dahan are brothers in real life.
No, I
Yes, they
realize
are.
that. Yes.
All right.
Yes,
But did
they
you
are.
know that before today?
I did.
I didn't
Yes.
know the movie before today.
I knew it yesterday, but yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I knew it years ago when I'd seen this movie last, but it was a revelation to me upon rereading it.
Yeah.
And then, if you pay attention, if you watch, they do actually physically look very similar.
Oh yeah,
You can
totally.
see it in the face. You can see it in the face.
That's why when he's like, I offer myself as your brother, I'm like, yeah, because it is fucking your brother.
Yeah.
Yes.
This movie's an onion like Shrek.
It really is.
It has layers.
So many layers.
You killed my
back.
brother, but now you're my brother.
And you are my brother. So
Yes.
layers
It's
upon
deep.
layers.
It's so layered. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an
All
onion.
right.
This is like the blooming onion, like the original blooming onion.
So here's our cast list, and here's our who everybody's playing. Eric Roberts, who we've talked about, he was in The Dark Knight, he was in The Expendables, he was in The Cable Guy. He plays Alexander Grady. Alexander Grady is a Taekwondo.
I thought you were going to say he's a
He's a
douchebag.
real asshole.
Yeah, he's the most unlikable protagonist I've seen in a while.
This is all I know.
Him and his wife killed himself to get away.
Wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute for a second.
Hold
Did
on.
we watch a different movie than each other?
Possibly have been cheering for this douchebag.
He's a nice guy.
He's a decent
nice
guy. Stu, come on.
He's
Yeah,
our,
he's a
No,
decent
he
our
made a pretty
hero.
bad comment in the beginning when he goes, when his mother said, "What about your son?" He goes, "What about my son?"
What about my son?
That was the
Yeah.
dickiest thing he said in the whole movie, though.
Yeah, I will
He's our
say,
hero who, when in the gold medal Olympics game or whatever at the end, he's like, "I'm gonna fuck your shit up."
I will say,
I don't want to
to,
cheer for this guy. He's a
to
douche.
his credit, he's got a lot of hair.
He does.
Yes.
That's a lot of like
Starring Eric Roberts'
beginning
hair as
scene-
Alex.
the beginning scene when he's bouncing through the fucking. Is he making Firebirds? I don't know what's happening there. But when he's walking through the factory and his hair is just big, there's like a lot,
Oh yeah.
Dude,
a
okay,
lot
so
of hair.
let's get right into it. Eric Roberts is a hair icon in this movie.
Yeah, totally.
I think any guy on earth that
Prel,
says they
maybe a
wouldn't-
Prel user.
any guy on earth that would say they wouldn't want that head of hair at any point in their life is a lying
Oh,
piece
that's
of
full
shit.
of shit.
A
That's
lying
full of
piece of shit.
And it's
I don't want
nice
any
and
hair.
wavy. I mean, it's got
It's
got body.
It's gorgeous.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
so
It-
luxurious and thick. What more
Yeah.
could you want?
It's better than John Marini's from fucking from Antonio.
It's not as classy.
No, all right,
Not as classy,
okay.
but still.
All right.
Look
Luscious
out,
locks.
Stamos. Oh, he's got Stamos beat on that.
He does have
the
Stamos
locks,
beat.
yeah.
Oh,
Stamos,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm watching this. I say to my wife,
The
I'm like,
ladies just want to go.
look at the hair. I go, it starts off as a mullet. Then it just looks like a kind of like natural long. And then at the end, he's got a top knot, like a sumo haircut. And then yesterday, Stu is watching it apparently, and he just texted me something like, Eric Roberts' hair is magnificent in this movie. And I'm like, I think that it's pretty amazing. So yeah, he has this incredible haircut. I think he's a stand-up guy. I think he's a good guy. And he's a Taekwondo champion who has been retired for 3 years because he hurt his shoulder. His wife died, and he has a young son. And he's from Portland, Oregon. Did you notice that all of the main characters are from a big city? Yeah, nobody's from Meriden, Connecticut. They're all from Hartford, Connecticut. James Earl Jones stars as the yelling coach, Frank Cuso. He yells everything in this movie.
My son works. That's the wrong movie. That's the wrong.
You know James Earl Jones from Conan the Barbarian, Field of Dreams, The Sandlot, and of course the voice of Darth Vader.
I am your father.
Now, to balance off the Darth Vader-ness, Sally Kirkland plays Catherine Wade, who is a trainer who's essentially Yoda, who was a penthouse pent 25 years ago. She's like the Zen master. No, I'm just saying, she's just this. She's supposed to be the Zen master, and she's supposed to teach them all how to center themselves. And she's
highly important to this movie, and
Yes.
so much changes if you take her out of it.
Yeah.
She is,
Well,
You
you
can
had
tell
to
it worked
forget
with
the pain. Yeah.
It worked for Chris Penn. You could tell. Like he turned it all around.
Philip Ree, who is best known for Best of the Best 1 through 4. Again, he wrote this. He directed one later. He plays Tommy Lee. No, not the Tommy Lee that steers a boat with his dick. This is Tommy Lee from the.
Wait, this
that's
guy
from the
wasn't
Kentucky
in Motley
Fried Movie.
Crue. I always thought this guy was in Motley Crue.
He was not in Motley Crue.
Oh.
He's not in Motley Crue. He never was in a drum riser that spun around or anything like that. He's from Fresno, California. He is a Taekwondo teacher and a champion as well. Chris Pratt. This is where it gets sad. It gets real sad real quick.
He was on. You realize he was on the '80s USA team that fought Korea. That's where he got the inspiration for this film. He was actually on the 1980 USA Taekwondo team that fought Korea in Korea. And that's where he got the. Inspiration.
It is true. So we don't know that when he went on his little jaunt on the motorcycle, he could have stopped off at the marina and took a spun around in the boat. You know,
This is true. Yeah.
thought about life while he's directing his dick. You know?
Yeah. I'll be So many years ago, I saw the Tommy Lee Pamela Anderson tape. That was a big deal. And honestly, the only thing I remember about that whole thing is there's a scene where he steers the boat with his dick. His dick is so big, he's steering a fucking.
Oh, was he? I thought you were just kidding. I didn't.
Oh, no,
that's real shit.
Oh yeah, Tommy Lee is, because the whole thing is like they kind of have sex a couple times, but it's like not much. And then the rest of it is them calling each other baby over and over again, and like telling each other how much they love each other. And then there's a scene where they're on like his yacht, and he's at the helm, and then she's filming, and she shows, and he's just got his giant Tommy Lee dick on the steering wheel, and then he's just using it to move the boat.
Okay.
So
Why not?
All right.
Why not?
So here's where we start getting sad in the cast list. Chris Penn, Travis Brickley, Miami, Florida. Reservoir Dogs, Footloose, Corky Romano. I put down.
Corky Romano. Not all the right moves, but Corky Romano.
He's the hot-tempered bigot kind of guy. He doesn't know about a Walkman. He walks around with a boombox, playing like his shitty country music and Golden Earring at one point, Radar Love. And he's just very disruptive. Chris Penn died in 2006 at the age of 40. John Dye, who plays Virgil Keller from Providence, Rhode Island, he was in The Perfect Weapon with what was that guy's name, Larry?
Jeff Speakman.
Jeff Speakman. He was in The Perfect Weapon, and his biggest role was apparently on Touched by an Angel, that show that was pretty big on CBS years ago.
He played Michael Landon. Yeah.
He played no, it was that.
Oh, that was what the fuck was that Michael Landon one?
Highway to Heaven.
Thank you.
This was Touched by an Angel. It was the woman the
Irish woman.
Yes, the Irish woman, and
I remember now.
He played the Angel of Death. Very unfortunately as well. He died in 2011 at age 46.
Oh,
really? David Agresta, who plays Sonny Grasso, whose two main characteristics are he's Italian and he sucks at fighting. Yeah. He has no other acting credits before or after this movie. Immediately after this,
nor did he deserve them.
He did not deserve them. He immediately became an author afterwards and wrote a couple of I guess from what I was reading, a couple of pretty big books about the automotive industry. He died in 2013 at age 60.
I'll take back what I just said.
So three of the five best of the best are gone.
I had no idea.
Yeah, and Louise Fletcher, Mrs. Grady, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
How did that happen?
Mars. She literally does nothing in this movie. They hired her and just said, "We're going to give you money, show up a couple days, and literally say one or two things. That's it."
Yeah.
But look at this film. Could they really give her enough money to sit across from Eric Roberts? Can you imagine that scene? Like they're at the kitchen table, it's like cut, and she's like, "What the fuck is
I think
what is happening here?"
They're both Oscar nominated though. Eric Roberts was nominated for an Oscar before. Like
Eric Roberts was nominated before Julia Roberts was. Yeah.
Yeah. So was James Earl Jones. There's a lot of Oscar nominations floating around in this movie. None for David Agresta, but
no.
You know,
not at all.
Inappropriately touched by an angel. That's definitely like a story, like a book about like a Hell's Angels chapter. I didn't say. Did I say that like that? Wow. All right.
The final cast member I put down, Simon Rhee, Philip Rhee's brother. He plays Dahan. He is in a bunch of movies as well. He literally plays henchman in The Dark Knight Rises, Tropic Thunder. He's a villager. He's a henchman in Blade. But the most, I guess, impressive thing about this guy, he has 182 stunt credits. Stunts in Inception,
he's in about everything.
The Walking Dead, Spawn, The Last Samurai. This guy does stunts for a ton of
He's a
Hollywood
coordinator,
production.
though, right? He's not actually a stunt man. He's a
both.
coordinator.
He
does both?
Yeah, it seems like he does.
Now.
True.
Yeah. But yeah, so... Yeah,
so you didn't
but
pick
you're
up
skipping John P. Ryan.
I did skip John P. Ryan. John P. Ryan. I'm most familiar with him from what was that, Class of 1999? Right, he's in that. He's one of the robot teachers, and then I didn't add him in either because he's a cameo. Are you, Lloyd? Are you going to go with?
I was going to go with Ahmad Rashad.
Oh, Ahmad Rashad as himself. Yeah.
Big time Ahmad Rashad, you know?
Yeah, Ahmad Rashad. He's the Bob Uecker of Major League in this movie. And the one other one, we have a cameo that ties into the Friday the 13th episodes that Stu and Larry and I did.
It's not really a cameo. It's not a big.
He has dialogue.
He has dialogue. Kane Hodder.
He wants his balls.
Kane Hodder wants his balls, and boy, is he dating a real whore. She does not even care. She's just like, you know what, Bert? I don't care that you're right there. I'm going to make out with.
I'm going to let Sean Penn's brother put his finger in my ass.
He has his hand all the way up my ass.
Yeah,
literally in my ass. Oh, that's right. He was in 3 O'clock High. Don't fuck this up, Mitchell.
it was classic though that she did honestly point out that like Sean Penn's brother's finger's been up my ass for like 5 minutes, and now you just noticed.
Yeah,
I was like, that's very true.
And then she makes out. I'm like, you're gonna kiss him after the finger. Like usually, maybe you kiss first and then the finger.
It's the hat. The hat.
You think it was a hat?
The lady just swooned.
It's the hat.
All right.
And that $5 boombox that's like about this skinny.
yeah.
With one tape deck. Who has one tape deck on a boombox in the 80s? What the fuck are you kidding me?
Now,
so I was just really quick. I was looking at the which I don't think I've ever looked at the cast list, and I saw somebody on the cast list that so it was way down. And I had never noticed her in this film, and having rewatched, I still couldn't find her. But Melanie Kinnaman, who played Pam, the main character in Friday the 13th Part 5, is supposedly in this fucking movie.
Really?
She's credited as the woman.
The one to be in the bar.
Well, there's not many if you really think about it. There's, a couple like in the crowd at the tournament, a couple at the bar, and that's really it for, other than the main woman Yoda. There's really not many other women, but I could not fucking find her, and she's pretty easy to find, but she's credited as being in this movie. She's actually credited right above Kane Hodder on IMDb.
Could she have been one of those drummer ladies?
I don't think so.
They were the only other women.
Well, wait, is she the girlfriend with the finger up her ass?
No.
I was going to say Larry would
Friday
know
13th Part 5, the blonde, the fucking... The
lady in charge of the halfway house or whatever.
Yeah,
well, I don't know. Although sometimes when people get cut, they still get a credit.
Exactly.
So
if you were like a SAG actor and you fucking acted in the film and they cut you out, they still have to give you.
They got to give you credit.
Yeah, true.
So that's what I'm thinking probably happened.
So Manster, kind of tying this into our other podcast on the QT. Did you notice somebody in the very beginning of this movie and at the end that I probably last time I saw this I wouldn't have thought of it? But I had no clue he was in this. Did you notice? He's Eric Roberts' friend at work in the beginning. And then at the end, he's in the bar cheering him on.
Which, I've been to a lot of bars, and I've never seen a whole bar full of people watching martial arts in Korea.
And being very excited about it.
I've seen baseball. I've seen football.
I can't remember the beginning at all.
Come on.
Larry, who is it?
Eddie Bunker. Eddie Bunker. Mr. Which was he? Mr.
Oh, Mr. Brown?
Mr. Brown, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Mr. Blue.
Mr. Blue.
Mr. Blue.
Yeah, because Quentin Tarantino was Mr. Brown.
Yep.
Yeah, it was Mr. Blue.
Yeah.
I didn't
he was
know.
like, come on, let's get a drink or something like that. And then he's at the bar at the end fucking
that guy's a legit criminal. He wrote a lot of books. I actually just read one recently. He literally didn't get into acting until he was in his 40s because he was a legit criminal his whole life. Yeah,
he was in jail most of the time. Yeah,
I learned that from On the QT. I would never have known that before.
Yeah.
Yes, we've done something right.
Oh, look at that!
Even if I didn't see him.
We love, and this must have again been a classic dialogue punch up. He comes in, Eric Roberts like, I can't hang out with you. I'm out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey man, what's up? I can't hang out with you.
Yeah, I said I got to go pick up Walter.
This mullet can't hang out in the bar with you.
No, he's like, look at my hair, look at your hair. We can't be friends.
I would just love to, but I just feel like look at your hair for Christ's sakes. I can't do this.
I can't be seen in public with that.
Yep. So he pops up in here. So there's a little bit of a QT reference. So one of the things I thought was weird right from the beginning was Sonny is from Detroit and Alex is from Portland, but Alex is the one that works
in the fucking car factory.
In the car factory.
Yeah.
Is that a complete mistake, or is Portland like
so.
this? Is Portland the second Motor City we never knew about?
I don't think it is. And I immediately thought that same thing. I was like, huh. This guy's, ragging about being Detroit, and here's, listen, but you didn't see Alex working. I don't think he could work in an auto plant with that hair.
Yeah,
I think maybe he was just visiting. Maybe he was visiting. I don't know.
They would certainly make him wear some kind of neck contraption to keep that fucking thing up.
Yeah,
because
it's so funny you said that.
Stuck in so many machines.
Yeah, but it's so funny you said that because I just watched a new version of Beverly Hills Cop this morning, and that's like one of the opening montages because they are in Detroit. So I thought that I was like, oh, so we're in Detroit. I'm like, oh, I guess we're not.
Yeah, no, we're in Portland, Oregon.
Oregon.
Keep Portland weird. So, Master, do you have a bumper sticker for this one?
Yeah, I got a bumper sticker. A team of American martial artists face a team of South Korean martial artists in a martial artist tournament.
All right. Now, here's my first question, Stu. Right off the bat, what kind of tournament only includes 2 teams?
Yeah, we didn't get to see the rest of them.
At the end, when the Koreans
International
win,
tournament,
they get a gold medal. I was like, well, do the Americans get a silver medal? Do they get something for coming in second out of 2?
No, they get their gold medals. What the fuck? You didn't want it?
Yeah, but it was funny because in the beginning when he had the letter, I was like, oh, this is like the Olympics. And then it's like, no, it's just
the letter
5
where the
dudes
very
hanging
first
out.
word was misspelled.
You got it.
Yeah,
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Well, the Koreans,
no
that's their
proofreaders in
second
this
language. What do you want?
I didn't think of it, but I should have paused it and read the whole letter to see if there were any more typos.
What
The congratulations caught me right off the top there.
Let's talk about the spectators I know we're all the way at the end of the movie.
What
but
spectators, Larry?
the spectators at the event.
The ones in the dark?
The ones in the dark
but couldn't see?
The ones in the dark
stock
that
footage of Korean people.
that paid to get into a 12-minute tournament.
No, because remember that your announcer always told you we're in the 3rd round, and then you cut to everybody beat the fuck out of them. I know it was terrible.
It just seems weird that it's this yearly, they say every year thing, but apparently it's just America versus Korea constantly. Like, what if the French team is really fucking good? What if they want to play? But then the other thing that blew my mind, this is what blew my mind about this movie, is that I assumed that whole last scene, like you said, very dark and probably stock footage or whatever. This movie was filmed in LA and Seoul, South Korea. They're actually in Korea at the end. I don't know why.
Shit.
Because there's no reason to be in Korea.
How
Because
does
there's not
have the budget for
Because
that.
of Philip Ree.
You could have actually filmed that. Yeah, that was probably in Philip Ree's house, more than likely.
Yeah.
More than
No,
likely.
what you're missing, John, is it's a tournament. Tournaments have more than 2 teams. If it's just 2 teams, it's a match.
I already said
So
that.
it's lazy writing. There are other teams,
Whoa,
but
whoa.
they're just
No,
not
no,
dominating.
no.
You're making Larry mad already.
It's a tournament. There's many, many teams there, but they're only showing 2.
There were not.
Did
Oh,
anybody?
no, there
And
was
you know what I
not.
love too? Now, in a
That's why I'm
tournament
saying
like
it's so shitty. It
you
was
play
horribly done.
you would play as a team, but three months in advance, they're like, you are fighting that guy.
Yeah.
That's it.
No.
You
Yeah.
are only fighting that guy. That's it. Just study
When
his
they all
movie.
lined up at the beginning of the tournament just to bow and introduce themselves, I was like, oh, please let them all fight at the same time. I want it so much.
Yeah, that'd be good. A
You
royal.
wanted to see- you wanted to see
Anybody else
Royal
notice?
Rumble?
Anybody else notice that when they were doing that scene where they're like, here's who you're going to fight, and they're showing them punching fucking bricks and stuff. And they're like, this one is a 1985 gold medalist in the World Games. This one is the 1984 gold medalist in the World Games. And they get to Daehan and they're like, he won the gold medal in the World Games from 84 to 88. I'm like, hold the fuck on. How many gold medals are in these fucking World Games?
Plus, he killed like
At least
20
5
people.
at the end. There's at least 5.
Yeah.
To answer Patrick, there is not a line stating they
No.
jumped ahead of the finals. They
No.
make it very much seem to be that it's these 5 Americans versus these 5 Koreans. It's like the Super Bowl, yet nobody else is allowed to compete.
Look,
So it's
this
not a
movie is a
tournament, it's
tight
a
hour and
match.
37 minutes. We don't have time to see Eric Roberts kick the Croatians' ass.
And let's be totally honest. We're going to get into the movie more, but let's be totally honest.
Yeah.
These Koreans are fucking like balls out the best at the sport.
Of
And
course they're-
only 2 of these
Taekwondo
Americans.
is their goddamn sport. They
Right,
invented
but
Taekwondo.
what I'm saying is that it's their sport. They're great at it. why do the Americans deserve to be there when 3 of them can't fucking fight?
No.
Like
Yeah.
the 3,
Travis is
unfortunately,
Are you
Travis
telling me
is a guy-
that
Travis
Chris
is Tank
Penn is
Abbott.
better than everyone else on that team?
Oh,
Travis
didn't
is
get
Tank. He's Tank fucking Abbott. If you remember old MMA, just a fat guy who can throw punches. Like, that's all he fucking is. I'm like, how would this guy ever make any martial arts team?
He
Like,
would-
they
Well, I love the montage where they ran 5 miles. I'm like, Chris Penn
not a fucking
never
no.
wrote ran 5
Any of
miles
the
in his life.
montages where they showed people running, everybody ran ahead of Chris Penn, and then whenever the camera reset,
Yeah,
he'd
he's
be
like,
in the middle, and other people would run ahead of him
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
It's like nobody believes Chris Penn got there on his own merit.
and the actual really sad thing about all that is that Chris Penn was still at like the pupa level of his fatness. Then he was still in decent
Yeah, he was
shape.
at fighting weight back then.
Right. If you go to go watch Starsky and Hutch right before he died,
Yeah.
he was like
Oh,
pretty
he's real
damn
fat.
big.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
he was
you can run the gamut. Watch all the right moves when he's the football player with Tom
Oh,
Cruise, and he's
Footloose.
fucking jacked. Like, he's in great. Footloose is like a little bit.
Skinny.
He's skinnier,
Yeah.
but in all the right moves, he's like jacked, like good
Mhm.
shape. And then you can just watch. If you just watch the films in order, you could just literally watch him gain weight. I can say
Now-
that because I've watched myself gain weight for years.
You do the Chris Penn acting method. there?
Exactly. I've been on that Chris Penn plan for a long fucking time.
Now, Stu, I got to ask you a question. If someone said to you "best of the best," would you recommend it to me? But you knew that person was a fan of montages that featured like low level, not known '80s rock ballads by bands that are trying to be Survivor. Would you then tell them they should watch it?
I would be like, do you like Rocky IV? Do you like montages in the snow?
Yeah.
Have I got a movie for you? Except
like-
the antagonists are doing it in this
Yeah.
one.
Do you
I
like
don't know why.
sick bass lines? Because
Yeah.
that opening fucking song was like, I was like, holy shit! I don't know. Did they get Geddy Lee to play the fucking bass on that opening metal song?
And then everything else was like, this has
Survivor.
to be like holding out for the hero, but we can't really afford
use
Bonnie
that.
Tyler. So, your version of it.
Yeah. Have you ever heard anything that Kenny Loggins has done for an '80s movie? Oh, absolutely. I can only give you $12.
But we need to get as close as we can to
Get your
that.
sister to sing.
Yeah.
I need you to get as close as you can, and could you somehow put the words "best of the best" in the title?
We blew the entire film budget on Eric Roberts' conditioner and these tickets to South Korea.
Yeah,
yeah.
totally.
So
And-
we get
yeah.
the crew together. We meet them. Eric Roberts, obviously, we kind of get the feeling he's the protagonist, but like Stu said earlier, he's really not. The real protagonist is Tommy Lee, but we're following kind of his friendship through the Roberts character. Then you get the 3 other guys. I kind of want to talk about the 3 other guys a little bit because they obviously get short shrift a little bit. I'm going to ask each one of you. Okay, so we got 3 other guys. We got Virgil, we got Sonny, and we got Travis. Yeah, we got Virgil, Sonny, and Travis. I want to know what kind of guy you are. Who were you looking forward to seeing the most of? Larry, who's your guy out of the 3? Unfortunately, all dead guys now, so be nice.
Yeah. It's got to be Chris Penn. You got the '80s were the last times in films where you could have the lovable racist character.
Yeah.
Which is kind of
That's
what
you?
he is. Yeah.
That's you with a hat.
I'm just lovable. I'm just lovable. But I always enjoyed his character in this movie. It's a little wrong, him, but I still enjoy it. I enjoy him.
All right, Master, who are you falling with?
Well, I'm definitely going to go with Larry. I mean, Chris Penn, Travis. He's the only answer. He gave me my favorite new pickup line to a girl. Hey, are you going number 1 or number 2?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Solid line.
While you
Solid
stand
line.
outside the bathroom. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
there
right.
you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm going to try it.
All right. I'll give mine real quick. I'm a Virgil guy. I was
Are you?
really hoping to see more of Virgil. I kind of liked his look. He had that chin strap beard and then he shaved it off. There's just something about him I kind of liked.
He was serious.
He was too Spader light for me. It's like every time I saw him, like, I wish that was James Spader.
I was really hoping in his match in the tournament he was going to go full fucking like off on the guy, and of course he didn't. Mike, who's your favorite of the 3 there?
So I got to be Sonny because I'm going to go places, do a couple of things, and I'll be like, but I'm Italian. I'm Italian. What can I say?
That's his entire character arc.
Yeah. I'm from
Being
Connecticut.
Italian.
I'm from Connecticut. I'm Italian. You
I
know
have
what
a
I
thing
mean?
for belly buttons.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. You
See the belly
understand?
button? I'm going in.
All right, Stu, who you got?
Oh, it's definitely Virgil. I wanted Virgil to be a bigger character in this movie from the time you see him. He just has that stupid ass, like, I used to be Italian, now I'm Buddhist. And ever since that line, I was like, this is my character. I love this guy. I hope he single-handedly wins the tournament at the end.
But Patrick pointed out he's the only one who's going to score.
Yeah,
That's right.
He didn't even have to try, really. He just threw some coffee on that girl.
No,
Oh man, that acting on that spill was.
Yeah.
And then 1 second later, I'd like to dance.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's something else for you to try at the bar, Manster. Spill a drink. I mean, you want to dance?
You want to dance?
But the camera has to keep cutting to your two friends that are there, like, just the coffee wasn't hot enough.
Yeah.
But
Eric
it look like
Roberts
a
is just,
pinata.
Eric
too.
Roberts is just tossing out the lines that guy punched up for him.
He's repeating everything.
Yeah. Yeah. That's all he's doing. Everything's like, the coffee wasn't hot enough. Like, you know, and Tommy Lee's just sitting there with his drink. That was and he's like, what did Eric Roberts say? He's like, all I wanted was a beer. He didn't have a beer the whole time. He had a fucking glass, like a glass of some sort of cocktail. Like,
who was the guy that was? They had to obviously have Sonny room with somebody. Who was that guy? Was he like a statistician? Like, what was
he was like the sabermetrics of
Mark Maron. You're right.
of fucking, because he had all the floppy disks. I have every match for the past 5 years. Good job, genius.
That plot
big,
point
huge
that went somewhere in this movie.
Beta videotapes and yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Oh, nice.
Oh, Patrick.
Oh,
Patrick's going straight to hell on that one.
That's a shame. True.
Funnily enough, I want to say this. Mark puts down Eric Roberts for CT Horror Fest, only $10 for an autograph. I will say this: about 6 or 7 years ago, they used to do a show in Hartford. Lloyd, did you ever go to one? I don't think we went together, but Hartford Comic-Con. Did you go to one of those?
Comic-Con, yeah. Yeah, I've been there.
I think the second year they had it, I went with Lou, and we were leaving, and Lou hit the bathroom, and I was waiting outside of the main concourse in the hallway.
All your Comic-Con stories have to do with the bathroom.
With the bathroom, they do. I'm waiting for Lou outside of the bathroom, and they got me in this concourse area where there's like 3 celebrity tables, and I'm standing next to Eric Roberts' table, and nobody's bothering him. He's sitting there reading a novel.
Bothering him, or even talking to him, maybe,
or talking to him. But I'm gonna give the guy credit.
Paying him, giving him money.
Yeah.
A couple came in the room with their kid, who was probably like 6 or 7, and he's just being a little kid. And he kind of walks over to Eric Roberts, and I saw him he was very cool to a little kid. He was very nice. Like, I've seen celebrities be real douchebags to people, and Eric Roberts put his book down and said, "How you doing today, young man?" And this kid's like 7. He doesn't know the fuck Eric. He's never seen the Pope of Greenwich Village. He doesn't know who the fuck Eric Roberts is. But he was very courteous to the guy. I thought that was kind of cool. Unfortunately, this was like 7 years ago. The hair was just standard hair. It was not
just normal.
Not
Was
cool.
that the same one with
you,
Giancarlo?
Stanton?
What was that?
From the
Is that the same one with Giancarlo?
Oh, Esposito? No.
Yeah, he was at one of those. I don't know if it was that one.
Oh, you know what? Yes, it was.
Yeah,
it was in a different area, though. Yeah. Yep.
Eric Roberts made fun of me once, sort of, at a hotel breakfast. I was getting breakfast. It had one of those waffle makers, so of course I made like 3 of those. So I had like a plate with like 3 waffles, a bunch of bacon, a bunch of sausage, and he's next to me with like this fucking cup with a little yogurt and granola, and like maybe like a slice of a peach. And he looks over at me and goes, "Sensible breakfast, huh?" I was like, "Yes,
that's
sir."
the best of the best.
Hey,
Great.
you can say a lot about the guy, but I'll be honest. That scene where he's one of the like 6 training montages, the scene where he's doing the crunches, the guy was in fucking good shape for this
Oh,
movie.
he's in good shape. Yeah.
Absolutely,
he
shred
could
city.
do martial arts. He cannot act. You guys glazed right past the opening, where we're really getting that love of the sun. You ride that bike.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then he's got to say "I love you" 75 times before the kid goes to bed.
He
It's
also
all
kisses him
creepy and
directly on.
wrong.
He also kisses him directly on the lips. I thought
I
about
didn't
that.
notice that.
No. Look, I'm not saying there's anything wrong about that with a father and a kid. That's fine.
not really your kid.
But that's not your kid. And when he's putting him to bed, he gives him a smooch right on the lips. And I thought, like in 1988 or 89, there might not have been a lot of talk about like whether that should be done or not. But yeah, I was like, ugh. Now you watch things later and you're like, that might have been a bad choice.
Yeah.
What does that say?
Larry's bad details.
Is Scary Larry's shirt foreshadowing the final fight scene? What does it say? What is Larry wearing?
Just say no to nuke, RoboCop.
RoboCop?
That's RoboCop, Eric. I don't know what that means. Eric's on loose.
Don't you remember when RoboCop showed up in this movie?
Yeah, I was like, hold on, what version did Eric watch?
Eric,
that's not on my goddamn DVD. I want to see this.
the funny part is Eric suggested us to do this, and he was probably talking about a different movie. He's like, "Fuck, they did this one." I meant fucking, I don't know, the Megaforce. I should have said something else.
Why couldn't you say RoboCop? Jesus, come on.
All right, so we get all these guys together. What do we learn, Officer Mike, about the? We find out maybe halfway through why this is so personal for Tommy when they put him up against Dahan.
Well, first of all, we know it's a long time ago because it's black and white.
Yeah.
And we see,
That's how you know.
yeah. Then we see a little Asian child looks nothing like Tommy in a big hat.
Real big hat.
Real big hat.
Yeah.
Oh, super
And,
big
and,
hat.
and
yeah.
he's just like they're just at a contest, and then you see that guy kill him. And then you know he's bad because he's wearing an eye patch.
Yeah.
So you know he's a bad.
That's how you know it's Dahan. Because
Yes. He's wearing
he
an eye patch.
already has the eye patch.
Yes.
There's no other way to make you know that it was Dahan. They had to make sure he had the eye patch on.
Of course.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, I get it. I get
Yeah,
it.
no,
Yeah.
I get it.
No. No.
Now, Stu, did you feel that the age disparity was different between the two? Like, so this was 15 years ago, they say. I think that's what Kuzo says later. If I was the coach of that team 15 years ago. But
Yeah.
Dahan 15 years ago was, he's 35 now. He was 20, and he looks like he was 20 to 35.
Yeah.
Tommy was like 6, and now he's 39.
yes.
Did that catch you off guard? How Tommy has aged and he's gone through like a black hole or something?
I just assumed Tommy was like 20. He seemed young and vibrant.
Yeah.
They even
Yeah,
said they were like
ice cream.
Dahan was
Oh, yes.
35, and James Earl Jones was like, "Don't hold his age against him." I was
Yeah,
like,
well,
"Fuck you, James Earl Jones. Fuck you."
They do say that Tommy was, I think, 24 or something like that.
Oh yeah, so no, he definitely had like 6 extra years that
Yeah.
Dahan didn't have. Then yeah,
It was in a montage. He
he had more montages, so he aged
Exactly.
faster.
He ran.
now, Lloyd, did you get the feeling with these montages that we were, like you said before, or Stu said before, that we were going for a Rocky IV vibe, where like the Americans are like training in this facility and they've got all this state of the art equipment, and yet the Koreans just stand under waterfalls and punch trees? Like, were you feeling that? Do you think that's how it really happens?
I was feeling that the American team had no chance in hell, like the Miracle on Ice times 1,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't care if those guys are just standing under waterfalls; they're going to win, obviously.
Yeah, I could have used the song "Hearts on Fire" though.
Yeah,
Training,
Of course.
during the training montage. Hearts on fire.
And
They
you know
also
what?
had that
For
one
no
training
reason.
room.
Yes.
They had that training room that Tommy was in that was pitch black.
It was
with a
really
mirror.
dark.
Yeah,
Yes.
steamy and black.
I played some sports in high school and stuff, and we had to work out, and it was never that dark in the training room.
No,
Because I would have thought that I was going to be touched inappropriately.
not
If-
just that.
Not that
Well,
dark in tournaments either.
when Tommy's in that training room in the dark room and he's beating on the heavy bag,
Mhm.
Alexander is standing right behind him and says, got to take it easy, buddy. Like, how much of Tommy's sweat is in Alexander's mouth? Because in that scene when he's hitting the bag, it's just it looks like fucking like it's just like a spritz coming off of him, and I'm like, ooh, that can't taste good. That's got to be pretty gross.
No.
He's, he's a powerful person. He almost killed someone with his kick.
He did. I don't understand. I don't understand how you get knocked unconscious by being kicked in the stomach. But
While you're holding a big bag.
That was just one of the
And
confusing
literally
things.
everyone in the room is like, "Is he dead?"
Yeah.
They're just like, "Fuck." Like, oh no, he's okay.
Yeah, I didn't realize whenever Tommy quit holding back, he actually went Super Saiyan. So
Yeah. But in order to make, he healed him by riding off on his motorcycle. That's how you make him better. You're like, if I get on the bike and ride away right now,
Yeah, with cheesy music playing.
Virgil will be okay.
I have to find a child with an ice cream cone somewhere.
Yeah.
I love that connection.
I wish they cut it. I wish they cut right to the black and white of the kid dropping, him dropping the ice cream cone, cut to the color of the new kid dropping the ice. They should have just. Why not? Why not?
I love how the whole ice cream cone at the gas station was a totally triggering event for him, because not only does he does the kid drop the ice cream cone, but then he's reminded of the brotherhood when the brother is like, and I'm thinking to myself,
I cried like a baby.
I'm thinking to myself, I don't want your licked up ice cream cone.
Yeah.
I want mom to go back in and get me another one.
Plus, your older brother would have just fucking laughed at you. Like,
Yeah.
She was already in the car. She's like, fuck it.
She was like, everybody get in.
yeah. This movie needed a beach volleyball scene.
She's like, that weird guy on the motorcycle is having some kind of an episode right now. Get the fuck out of here.
Kids, get in the car immediately.
Get out of here. I don't know what that guy's problem is.
This guy's gonna kick you in the face. Get in the car.
I love when he kicks Virgil holding the pad that's set up to the ColecoVision 2600 or whatever. Sorry, I love when
It was set up to that guy's floppy disks somehow. Like, direct
and when
connection to the floppy disks.
When he kicks it the first time and it just does that little beep, and Kuzo's like, "Stop holding back!" And then Tommy
so mad about that.
And Tommy stops holding back, and and then when he creams it, I love that one scene of the screen just like going.
You wanted to hear the reading.
My God.
I never heard it.
Back to Rocky 4 when fucking Drago's punching the fucking block.
It's not the same at all.
Oh,
No,
beautiful!
no, definitely not. Definitely not. Whatever he hits, he destroys. That's my Russian accent, by the way.
I like that. I think would have been great to really tie this into to Rocky 4 even more, is if when he does kick it and you see the little blip, you just see the screen, and then when he kicks it the second time and the screen goes crazy, the camera pans back and it's fucking Paulie's robot with the screen on him. Happy birthday, Virgil.
Yeah, that would have been great, actually.
So this
also would have been great if Hearts on Fire played there too.
Yeah,
Really just
whole
Hearts
time.
on Fire through the entire movie. Just on an hour and a half loop.
Have that little scratch.
Yeah.
Starts again.
Imagine what Larry would have done if James Brown sang "Living in America" at the end of this movie.
Holy shit, that would have been
Hand in hand,
incredible.
nation to nation.
After South Korea gave them the gold medals, Eric Roberts should have been like, "If I can change,
You can
you can change."
We can all
change. It was totally inspired by that whole end of Rocky 4 with the
My grade is going up on this movie as we talk about it. Now that I realize all of the Rocky 4 connections, I'm like, you're ripping off the single best Rocky? I'm gonna grade you up.
It's not a really good Rocky there, Stu, but all right.
But I do want to go back to what you were saying, John, but you're getting the crew together.
Yep.
Out of all of America, could we get one Korean guy and a bunch of white dudes?
Yeah.
You couldn't get
Those are the best of the
anyone
best.
else in America.
That's right.
And again, Chris Penn.
And the fat
Chris
guy,
Penn is
yeah.
I did like that James Earl Jones pointed and was, understood when the other guy made fun of him. Hey, he's not good, but he's got a bad attitude, and we can use that.
Yeah.
What?
There was a lot of mixed messages from James Earl Jones' character in this movie. Like one of them being that, it seems like he's regretful that he was a part of the team that Tommy's brother got killed on, and it seems like you would think that would mean the guy wouldn't want anybody to get hurt again. But he seems like he really wants Tommy to kill him, because he's like, "Don't hold back, kill him if you got to."
Because he didn't give 100%.
Yeah.
Giving 95% gets you killed. So give 100.
Here is a good comic book reference.
Kill somebody else.
This scene was like the Gamma Flight of karate. Yeah. Well, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. Here's another scene that I thought was quite funny in the beginning, and I get it. I get why they do stuff like this. This almost goes to the Avengers Endgame with all the female heroines coming together. Is in a group of 100 guys,
I
these
know
5
what you mean.
guys run into each other over and over again. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they seem to only talk to each other throughout the early part of the movie, you know. And then when they get picked, it's like, oh, these guys already know each other. How comfortable.
Well, they had already written the dialogue for those scenes before the punch-up guy came in and had extra lines for the extras.
Exactly.
Before Max Strom came in for additional dialogue. Yeah, I do find it hard to believe in a room full of 100 Taekwondo experts that Virgil and or Sonny are better than anybody. Larry's daughter, right? Larry, your daughter is a multiple black belt in Taekwondo. Is it Taekwondo?
Yes.
She deserves to be on this
She's
team.
better.
She's a black belt in Taekwondo and a blue belt in Hapkido, which Philip Rhee is also a black belt in.
Okay. Now here's a question,
So,
Larry.
like, she's going over Sonny 10 times out of 10.
She could probably beat Sonny. She definitely could have beat Chris Penn.
So if she was
I'm
in
pretty
that,
sure I could have beat Chris Penn, and I have no belt.
if she was in that dojo flashback scene, she would have just kicked that kid's ass. Not wait.
100%. She would have kicked. She watched it with me when I rewatched it, and she's like, "Just take his eye patch off." I'm like, "That's a solid fucking maneuver. Why not take Dahan's eye patch off?"
Or hit
How
him
do
from
you-
that side.
Yeah, it's like he's got a blind spot, quite literally.
I'm a
I don't
blue
know.
balls in my hand will do. Fucking Eric. Eric's a
Oh.
funny dude. All right, so the team gets together and Coach Mick yells a lot, is balanced out by Penthouse Pet Yoda, and they're gonna at the end of 3 months they're gonna go to Korea.
Yeah.
Man, there's nothing is like on the USA's team side. No home field advantage. We've got to fly, so we're going to be jet lagged. And these guys are 17,000 times more talented than we are.
Yeah. The
Like,
fights in Russia.
Yeah, really.
Is it on Christmas? Did this fucking thing take place on Christmas?
It's just like nothing's working for them. But then halfway through the movie, we get this moment where we might lose a team member. Larry, what happens to Walter or to Alexander's son, Walter?
He apparently got hit by a car, and he's gonna lose his leg.
He's
which
so
was
small,
not
he didn't
even-
see him.
Yeah, I love that line. He's so small. Like
My son is an inch and a half tall.
He's a homunculus.
My son's a munchie.
What you don't understand, Coach, is it's a regular sized bike, but Walter's a mite. He's a dust mite.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care about your son's leg. You leave you off this team, Grady.
3 months.
But it's
No
my son.
exceptions.
I don't care.
There's no question at all, Coach. God damn you. God damn you.
Why did they just
That comment.
Yeah, that'd be a great scene. So yeah, he flies from California back to Oregon to be with the
Back
kid.
to Portland, Oregon, home of the automobile.
Automobile industry, where they're making all the 89 Firebirds this year, bitch. And he goes in. He's running in the hallways of a hospital, disrespectful as shit. But
Yeah.
he gets to Walter, and they tell him that this is another crazy part of this movie is we're leaving in 3 days. So let's say it takes him 2 days to get there and back.
Yes.
On the third day that his kid's out of a coma, they let him fly to fucking Korea?
No, more
You
than
watch
that.
this
Yeah,
guy?
but more than that.
Yeah.
This kid's there. That's even
But
better.
he flew to Portland.
No, that's what I'm saying. His
He was
kid.
sad. No, I know.
Right.
But he was.
They let
But
him
also
out.
remember that he flew to Portland. He was sad. The kid may never wake up. 2 seconds later, he wakes up because Eric Roberts begs him to.
Well,
And then
during
Eric
the
Roberts
presence
is
of
like,
that hair.
well, yeah. And then he's like, "Oh, good, you're up. I'm out."
You're up.
Yeah, I
And,
gotta
he's-
go.
and the coach is like, when by the time he gets back, the coach is like, "We leave in a day." I was like, "How the fuck did?"
Yeah. The timing was
And-
way off.
And
It's way off.
I also did love, fucking Coach James Earl Jones was, he kicked Alex off the team. Wasn't going to let him off the team until the rest of the team basically fucking, traded in their jerseys like in Rudy, and we're like, we're not. Fucking... But
Hey,
then,
we're a team, coach.
but then Tommy quit, and he's like, no apologies. Here's your ticket. because he knows he fucking win without Tommy. So
Yeah.
We
Not a
can do
chance.
without Eric Roberts.
yeah,
but-
we can do without Eric
of
Roberts and
course.
his bum shoulder. Like,
I was surprised that when Eric Roberts' character and Tommy both quit, I'm surprised he just didn't say, "We're not taking these three idiots to fucking Korea. I quit." That's
Did you
a long
guys-
fucking
They
fight.
would literally get shut out in a tournament full of points.
yeah.
Did you guys hear the line-
Those three pretty much did get shut out in the fucking in the tournament.
Did you
What
guys
line?
hear the line where the coach said, "Bring the stand in"?
He said, "Bring
Yeah,
the alternate."
Yeah, get
Yeah.
the
What
alternate ready.
alternate? Dude,
Where the fuck
I didn't
is
see
the
anyone
alternate?
there.
Yeah.
There was
It's not
no
like they had a
alternate
guy.
there.
They're like they had a
they
guy
had all those
lurking in the
100 dudes.
background.
Yeah.
Right.
Uh,
Right. So yeah, he told
It
him
was-
to call the alternate, but then when Alex gets back, the alternate would have been working out by that time.
Yeah.
Like, where's the alternate in the gym? Like, nobody sent the alternate. Where'd
no
the
alternate
alternate go?
game.
No,
He's
there's
not. Yeah, there's no
He couldn't
alternate for Tommy because
No,
when they're
no
at the
alternate for
airport,
Tommy.
it's just who's going to fight? Fucking Catherine Wade? Was she going to get in there?
She
Yeah.
might have done a pretty good fucking job. You saw
The
her
al-
break those bricks, goddamn
Yeah,
it.
and the
The
stat guy
alternate
too.
was literally Chris Penn's hat.
Alternate was Eddie Bunker.
Chris Penn's hat.
Eddie Bunker
Yes.
with a cigar in his mouth. He's like, I don't know much about this Oriental art, but I'll give it a shot.
No. You know who the alternate was? The alternate was fucking Kane Hodder in
Kane Hodder.
fucking mask. Jason Vy's machete. Absolutely. It takes Manhattan, I would say, Kane Hodder. Like the one where because he could turn into a boy at the end, and
He could-
and he could have ice cream. You could do like a wet boy with ice cream at the end. It would be fucking perfect.
Anthony says the
Jason
alternate
takes South
was the,
Korea.
was the
Yeah,
data
but-
analyst.
Yeah,
But it's all on a boat until the last 5 minutes.
The data analyst was going to throw his floppy disks at the opponent, like shurikens.
like
Gambit.
shurikens.
Like shurikens, and Chris says the janitor is the alternate. They got some guy mopping up blood over there, and they're like, "All right, Clem, it's your shot." And he's like, "I've been waiting."
I've been waiting.
He's like, "Oh fuck, I don't have a passport. I can't go to Korea."
Holy
he
shit.
throws floppies like ninja stars. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh my lord. So we get on this plane. We're gonna head over. Now let's just jump back a little bit because we didn't really get too far into the bar scene, but we get Kane Hodder. Right.
Yeah.
We get Kane Hodder. as
We
Bert.
did mention that, right? We did
We
mention
mentioned
that.
it.
Yeah, we
We
mentioned.
mentioned it, but we didn't. We mentioned it. We mentioned the fact that Kane Hodder's girlfriend was getting, rear end porked by Chris Penn,
Yeah.
and he ends up. They have this huge fucking huge melee, and the coach, who's made it pretty clear that he's not into any of this outside bullshit, shows up and it seemed very out of character, has a drink and sits down and has a laugh at the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then during this fight, everything in this bar gets destroyed. People get thrown through fucking
Pinball
windows.
machines.
Pinball machines are destroyed. And
Yeah.
I just got to wonder, he was taking your temperature. I just got to wonder, is there anybody looking for the U.S. Taekwondo team? I'd like to see that as the real end.
There's
Is they
an
come back
APB.
after. They come back after that spiritual victory. They hop off the plane. They got the gold medals around their necks, and they all get brought in for fucking
Yeah.
for
There's
a
warrants.
nuisance charge. Yeah, there's a
There
warrant.
would
for
have
all
to be
these guys.
warrants out there.
What they should have done is during
The
the,
movie
tournament,
ends like Monty Python.
Yeah,
but at the tournament they should have cut to that bar with a dude with a bandage on his head. Fuck them, man. Go Koreans.
Yeah. Fucking come on, Jaehan. Yeah.
Kick that fucking guy's ass.
I didn't realize until we started recording that Kane Hodder was Bert. And now that I know it's him, I wish when he full force punched that girl in the face, her head would have popped off and gone into a garbage can
Well,
somewhere.
that's one of the best scenes
Right.
of the whole movie. That is one of the
Yes.
best.
And
What did
he's
Chris Penn
laughing.
say?
He's kind of just sorry.
Yeah,
Kane
Chris
Hodder's
Penn's
sorry,
you got to
baby.
teach him not to mouth off to
Yeah,
you.
Chris Penn was like, sometimes you gotta. I was like, holy shit, this
Yeah.
fucking guy. I was like, this inappropriate bastard. Like, you just
I love
you
it.
just popped your finger out of that girl's ass, and now you're like, yep, whatever. Whatever.
Well, I mean, there's the whole scene where they're all eating dinner together, and they're trying to bond. And
Yeah.
what is he? He calls Tommy yellow at one point, and
Oh, he made a lot of. There's a lot of.
racist slurs.
lot
in
of-
there.
Remember when he bumped Tommy into the wall, and Tommy and he go,
Yeah.
"Oh, so sorry." I was like, "Oh, Jesus Christ, dude!" Like,
But I guess in this kind of movie, writing 101, you've got to have that character
Yeah.
that you can show has the turn to brotherhood.
yeah, well, yeah,
Yes.
you had the lovable. I wasn't kidding before. Like, 80s movies had the lovable racist character, like the guy who was not full blown, fucking, out in the streets with the hood on, but the comments that are just not fucking acceptable at all. Like,
I mean, the only thing that would have made it any better is if any of Chris Penn's characterization happened on screen.
True.
He completely 180s just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you mean like when he leaves? Yeah, there isn't a moment where like him and Tommy come together.
No, he's
And
just
it's
a
like,
good
you know-
guy at the end. He's like, oh yeah, I'm here for my team.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, he was even a dick then because when they get back together, Tommy hugs the other people, and then Chris Penn's like, well, I'm not even going to shake your hand. Okay, I guess.
Well, you know why? You know why?
that's
Mike,
what
right?
Tommy did, though, right?
Yeah,
Because
I know.
Because back then that would have been gay. You know, that's why he didn't do it. I'm sure he would have said that.
Probably.
Probably.
I ain't no F
He
word.
did give him his hat, though. He did give him his hat, which is nice.
The
Which is-
sponsors picked up all the damages. Yeah.
Well, there you go.
So we fly over to we fly over to Korea. Now we're all going to get our matches on, and the matches go in this order. Sonny takes on his opponent, and looks like he doesn't belong in a martial arts tournament.
He looks like he's never fought before.
Yeah, I was
Ever.
so his is the only fight that I was totally confused by. Lloyd, did you feel this way?
No,
Like that
he
Sonny had
was-
never fought before?
No, never. No,
Yeah.
he had no reason being there at all.
No, he literally
No.
literally looked like I don't
He's
even.
never even arm wrestled before.
No.
He's
He's never seen a fight. He's never even seen what's happening right. I don't even know what's happening. Like it was just what is.
He should have just said, "I'm Italian. What are we
Hey.
doing here? What?
Hey, I'm from Detroit. Oh,
Throw
oh,
pasta at him or something.
Yeah.
I don't understand this.
Hey,
Get
oh.
it over here."
Bada bing, bada boom, bada beep, bada bop.
wow, Francesco Rinaldi.
Disgrazia.
Dominic the
What's
Coco.
happening here?
He should be working at Tony's Pizza. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Big old
Definitely-
fucking upset
Definitely
stuff.
more of a bartender vibe than a fighter. Like,
Yeah. I
Yeah.
almost like I didn't mind him being in the movie, but maybe he could have been the analyst and someone else could have been the
It reminded
Sonny
me of
guy.
George Martin from Police Academy, like the fucking guy pretending to be Spanish. Like,
Yes, yeah.
Ah,
Yep. Yep.
I don't
All
know.
right, so then we get Virgil's fight. I'm waiting for Virgil to do something. He hangs in.
yeah.
He hangs in. He gets a couple points, but overall, he gets taken out. I think he gets TKO or knocked out fairly quickly, but not as. I mean, he hangs in better than Sonny, right? You know, he hangs in better than Sonny. But we get Travis. Travis comes in again, like Larry said. He's just a street fighter. Like, what does he even know
Just a
Taekwondo?
bull, yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Does
Yeah,
he even know
he
Taekwondo?
found a belt somewhere and put it on and walked into a tournament and just started punching people in the face.
Yeah. He's
Like-
seen someone karate chop, so he does that.
Right.
And
He
that's
does a
it.
side kick once in a while, but it's awkward and off balance. Just like
Well, I remember. I think of him like Enter the Dragon, like John Saxon fighting Bolo Young, and you're
I
like,
think Saxon was a lot more convincing than
Well-
fucking Chris Penn. though.
but it's just like, come
I see what
on.
you're saying. I see what you're
It's
saying.
like, come on here.
Yes, so Saxon and
This
Bolo
is
Young
not-
definitely didn't look like a good match on paper, no, or in visual.
Or this either.
Yeah, but this was just. I'm just like, come on, Chris Penn. Like,
I
how is
like
it?
Yeah.
the, I like the Chris
Sean
Penn's
Penn.
fight.
I would have taken Sean Penn.
Of course, Sean Penn
Yeah.
can do this. For
I like
sure.
the Chris Penn's
Sean Penn
fight went
spent
to
the whole '80s
arbitrary-
beating up cameramen. Like he could fucking do this.
the arbitrary tiebreaker for Chris Penn's fight.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was curious. In a
1,000 bricks.
in a martial arts tournament, Larry might know just because his daughter is involved. If there's a tiebreaker, do they go to the fucking like let's smash bricks?
Jalen never sparred at a tournament. She only did breaking weapons, things like that. She never actually sparred, so I never watched the sparring. I don't know if that's what they do.
But they have to because they set it up earlier.
They did
Because
set
they
it
say
up.
early in the movie, if there's a tie, you have to go to strength fighting.
Yeah, it did give me one of my favorite lines of the whole fucking movie, though. It's like after they both do their breaking, and Chris Penn's like, "What are you counting them for?"
He's
Yeah,
like
that is
crying.
true.
He's like,
That's
why are
true.
you even
He's
count?
like, why bother, motherfucker?
yeah, that was one of my
I-
favorite lines.
I did like that. I did like that almost like sore loserness of it. It's like, why even bother?
Yeah,
Like, there's-
he should
I
have
have,
just
like-
kicked. He should have just kicked his over. Fucking stop counting these.
I have fucking 7 left. There's 1 there,
Yeah.
and it didn't break, but it's like fucking cracked in a
Yeah.
corner.
And the dude used some weird ass backwards.
Oh, yeah.
hand. The dude's like, "Fuck this fat dude. Watch what I do."
The unorthodox.
Yeah,
That again must have been a punch up because they had the announcer point it out.
Yeah.
His
Yeah, they
ridge-
gave
what
it a
he's
name, like the
doing.
ridge hand. Is that what
his
they
ri-
call
his
it?
ridge- he's using his ridge hand. And now
He's
look,
keeping his ridge hand strong.
Yeah.
now I'm not a martial artist, but like as I watched that, I thought that just seems like that would make it really hard to fucking hit something.
Yeah, and like you'd break a thumb. Like
coming
I feel
up-
like a thumb would break.
Coming up and over, I feel like I would definitely like maybe twist my wrist too far backwards.
Yeah.
But I'm not like one of the 3 gold medalists in the '86 World Games, so I
Right.
guess I don't know. Right there at Daehan. Okay, so then we get into the meat of the fucking sandwich right here. All right, we get Alex versus his opponent, and this guy is he's not Daehan, but like he is like pound for pound one of the best fighters in the world.
Right.
And Alex has like pound for pound the best hair in the
Yeah.
world possible. So let's not forget Eric Roberts, hair icon. So they go up against each other, and I will say I did actually like. I agree with Lloyd. I thought Alex was a good character. I thought he was a stand-up guy. He didn't seem like a dick. But like in the scenes where he does like I'm gonna kick your asshole in, it's like I was like, okay, I think we're kind of like seeing the writer is saying this is what people want to see in an '80s movie.
Yeah.
Alex Grady versus sobriety.
Ah,
This is what people want to see. But they end up having this fight, and they go point for point with each other until right Alex is down in an off moment. And the Korean opponent does like one of those fucking straight up leg kicks and right down on the bad shoulder, and then that's it. That's the big moment. That's the shoulder we've talked about 18 times in this movie.
Yeah,
That's gonna
they
take him
set
out.
it up.
They set it up.
even
They totally
Lois
set it up.
Lois Fletcher was like, you can't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This garbage thing.
Yep.
Boom,
Even
boom,
even
boom.
even the miraculously healed fucking Walter was just like, oh no, daddy broke his shoulder on the axe kick.
I'm
Yeah.
still wondering if some doctor in Portland, Oregon, it has a chart and is like, "Where's that fucking Walter kid?" Like, he's like, I sure hope they didn't put him on like any kind of like over 10-hour flight because he'll die.
Yeah, there's
He
a
will
doctor.
absolutely die.
He's
There's a
got
doctor
brain
there
swelling.
doing
He
the-
needs to not be up in the air.
Yeah.
Hey,
There's
you
a
were
doctor
just in,
doing the Travolta meme from fucking Pulp Fiction.
you were just in a coma. Here's a crutch. Get out of here.
Let's
Whatever.
go.
I
I actually will say to a point, I flew shortly after getting a concussion once, and it was the worst fucking thing I ever did in my life.
For
So I
South
can't
Korea?
imagine flying after getting a being in a coma.
To South Korea though? Did you
Not
fly
to
to
South,
Korea?
no, just from Pittsburgh to like Virginia.
Okay. All right.
Hey,
Shorter
with a
flight. but-
concussion, with a concussion,
Did they give you a crutch though? Did
They
it help
didn't
out?
give me a crush. That's 100% why it was so bad.
Well, and I guess the other question is, were you going to see a family member in a
Right.
2-team tournament? So
Were you with Louis
death.
Fletcher? Were you with Louis Fletcher? Traveling.
I didn't have a friend named Virgil to protect me.
All right.
All right,
All right.
Master, I want to know this from you. On a scale of 0 to Rocky saying "cut me, Mick, cut me,"
Mm.
where do you place Alex Grady and his very impassioned cries for Tommy to pop it, Tommy, pop it?
Pop it, Tommy.
All right.
Oh, he's pretty high up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's right below cut me. Yeah.
All he
Yeah,
has.
because he really wanted it, man.
Now we got to remind each other
Take me up.
and the audience that this is a points scored competition,
Yeah.
but not individual. This is Family Feud style. It's cumulative.
Good
So-
answer. Good answer.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Good answer, Tommy. Nice kick to the groin. So this is Family Feud style. So every fighter, if they get points, it goes towards the team points. And Alex just has to stay in the match for like another round, like whatever it is, like a minute, to be able to
30
kind of like
seconds. Just like 30
30
seconds.
seconds.
Yeah, it's only
Yeah.
30 seconds.
Yeah, that's it.
It really
Yeah.
downgrades how much bravery it takes on his part when they're like, he just needs 30 more seconds. It's like, shit, I could separate 2 shoulders and just manage not to die for 30
Fucking-
seconds.
Can you,
Fucking bobbing and
I
weaving.
think you could,
That was
Stu.
bobbing and weaving.
I'm rooting
can you
for you.
picture Stu in like a fucking in a gi with both of his arms tied to his body,
Actually-
and he's out there just fucking like
I
dodging.
got this.
I think he would do
got
better
it.
than Sonny. I think he'd do better than Sonny.
Yeah. Stu was actually the alternate. We never see that.
Yeah.
But it was, He was in the other room eating a corned beef sandwich. They're like,
Maybe the alternate was Pam from Friday the 13th Part 5.
that's very possible. That's very possible.
And they cut her out.
So Manster, he gets out there. They tie his arm to his body, and he manages what? He manages to go the distance, right?
He gets another point.
He gets.
He did get another
He-
point.
He
Yep.
kicked him right out of the ring.
Amazing.
Yep.
Yeah, I
I
was
think
wondering.
I think he actually was that a knockout. I think he knocked him out. I think he did. He knocked him out.
No,
Oh,
because he
I-
would have got more points.
Are you
I think.
sure? Because I thought the kick out of the ring was a knockout.
No,
What do
but
I know?
remember
It
when
doesn't
it gets-
matter.
Points.
When it gets to the last match, they're still under points.
Right. True.
That's true.
Oh,
Because he's got to
Anthony
get
says-
like 6 to beat Dahan.
Yeah.
Anthony
Yeah.
says he gets
He-
a knockout.
Anthony
You know,
gets a
that kick
knockout.
to
That's
me
what he
was
said.
questionable anyway.
It was
You think it was an
questionable to me, too.
illegal
I-
kick?
I'm talking about the kick that dislocated his shoulder.
Oh, that was totally illegal.
It was a
Yeah.
sweep
Yeah.
the leg. It was a sweep the leg move, is what it was.
Well,
Yeah.
but did you notice in this tournament, no matter what you do, even if you nail a dude in the balls, it's just
Yeah.
like,
Oh, yeah.
hey, guys,
Yeah.
like,
Don't do
Like,
that.
hey,
That's
come
bad.
on now.
No, when Tommy
yeah, get him a body bag.
when Tommy gets punched directly in the balls, they actually use the WWF excuse, and they say the
the
official
referee-
didn't see it.
Yeah,
What was he looking at? The fucking women.
Terry
the
Martell
women
was on the apron distracting
Yeah.
the referee.
Yeah,
they were like
he was looking
Alex
at the,
Brady from Parts Unknown.
He's like, how'd that little kid with the crutch get in here? What's he doing here?
he's
Why
looking,
is,
he's
why is
looking,
the chick from the...
Here comes Travis with a steel chair.
What's Nurse Ratchet doing here?
he's looking, and he's like, I hope that kid didn't fly after being in a coma. That's fucking bad for you.
Terrible.
Like, this is fucking Korea. That's a long fucking flight. You might want to fucking have him take a boat back. Seriously, dude. So we get the big match. We get Tommy. We get Tommy and Dahan, and now it's Tommy the younger brother and Dahan the man who killed his older brother. Now let's just talk about this right away. Did Dahan purposely kill the brother, or was it a fight gone wrong? Larry, was it a fight gone wrong?
They want you to think. They set this up as they want you to think this is, and Dahan plays the role, right? He plays the role of the tough bad guy with his illegal punches, and but I think it was a mistake. He didn't want to. He didn't want to kill him. He didn't mean to. It's just all his tough guy act is just all an act. He's a nice guy. Dahan's a nice guy. He's a nice guy.
Dahan's a nice guy, and
He's a
Dahan has got to be an incredible fighter, Lloyd, right? Because like you've got to take the handicap of this motherfucker's only got one eye. His
One
depth
eye.
perception is
His
absolute
depth-
shit.
yeah. You can't see shit with one eye like that. You might be kicking air, for crying out loud.
He senses with chi.
Yeah,
There you
with
go.
cheese, actually.
Sally
So-
Kirkland taught him.
Mhm.
Officer Mike, do you think that if Dahan had both eyes, he would go like full fucking like Phoenix Force, like Super Saiyan? Is that how good of a fighter he would be with both eyes?
He must have been. But to go back in the black and white flashback, I don't think that it's true that he didn't mean to kill his brother. It
You
seemed
think
pretty,
he meant to?
it seemed pretty obvious in the flashback. I know he cried at the end. And,
Huh.
That makes sad, but I
Well,
don't know.
that's
I was
why-
kind of convinced that he meant to.
Well, I try to see the good in people, Mike.
Oh, all
I
right.
try to
All
see
right.
the good
Is
in
murder
murderers.
acceptable in just
You're
'cause
like-
it's a tournament?
He's already lost an eye. Let him go on.
All right,
Exactly.
so we got those two opinions. Stu, do you think that Dahan killed him on purpose? Because I am asking this because what Mike just said. Because if he did it on purpose, could you accept this guy at the end with a hug, or would you be like "fuck you" forever, Stu? So do you think he killed him on purpose, or
He
was it an
definitely
accident?
killed him on purpose because all of the character development in this movie takes place off screen. So he killed the guy on purpose. At some point, he felt bad about it, and then he became a better person, just like racist guy.
All right.
Just like James Earl Jones when he's like, "Unleash your power," and then he's like, "No, don't unleash."
No,
No,
No.
you gotta yell everything.
No,
he's gonna kill him, Coach. He's gonna kill him, Coach.
No, no. This is CNN.
Don't hold back. Wait, no.
Wait, no.
Wait. Whoa.
Tommy, you know I told you not to hold back this whole time. Hold back like a quarter.
Yeah, just a little.
All right.
A little bit.
Like give it like just a quarter. All right, Manster, Dahan. Dehan, murderer or misunderstood?
Boy, I like to think that people don't try to murder people in tournaments.
Thank you, Lloyd.
So that's my take on it.
Thank you.
Nice.
All right.
All right, so John, you got to break the tie. I think we're 2-2. What do
Yeah.
you think?
All right. Well, you know what, Eric is the tiebreaker on this one. Eric picked this one. Eric, do you think he purposely killed Tommy's brother, or do you think it was an accident in the heat of battle?
I'm pretty sure that answer he's got there is your answer.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right. The only
He
person
said
who-
more purposely.
Purposely killed.
Okay, so I think we're gonna go with that. Me personally, I think Dehan did not purposely kill. So if we're gonna go with us, I think he did not purposely kill. I think he's a tough guy. I think he's got a reputation, but
He's
I
just
don't
a
think
big
he's
softy inside.
Yeah.
No, I mean we proved that at the end, right? We proved
He's
that
a
at the end.
cream puff. He's a cream puff.
You know what we needed? We needed Dehan with an ice cream cone.
Oh,
That
yeah.
would have broken.
Yeah.
What if he
Just be
gave
like,
him an ice cream?
Instead of
He
giving him
should've
the
gave him
gold
an ice
medal, he
cream.
gives
Yeah,
him new ice cream.
Yeah.
He just reached into his pocket and pulled out an ice cream cone.
Guys, I'm so sorry I killed your brother.
Do you think after the tournament ends and all these guys have like this great like moment together and they hand off them? Do you think that like Dehan's like he doesn't know and he's like, let's go out for ice cream, and then Tommy just like has a fucking
He just knocks it on the floor.
Well, that's when he could have dropped it, and then Dehan could have handed it over. Yeah. That'd have been perfect.
Did you notice when they gave over the medals, the one guy had a little trouble going over the bubble in the back? It's like, there's too much hair to get this gold medal on here, Eric Roberts. Sorry.
Yeah.
I like how Dehan gives his medal to Tommy. Makes sense. Tommy put up a great fight. Could have killed him. Could have beaten him. Didn't. Okay. The other guy gives Eric Roberts his medal. It's like,
Yeah,
all
what
right,
about the
hey,
others?
you out-battled me. You went in with 30 seconds with a separated shoulder and still got a point for me. Yeah, you get my medal. The other three guys, why are they giving up their medals?
I'm with you. I did not get those three.
They fucking earned those medals.
It's like, hey, you sucked so bad.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pass this over.
You're a worse fighter I've
Sorry,
ever
white
seen.
guy from America.
Yeah.
Sonny Grasso, Italian of Detroit, Michigan.
Hey.
I'm going to put this around your neck to stay with the theme, but I want it in the locker room because you fucking suck at this. You are not good. When you go home, start writing books or something.
And working at Tony's Pizza.
Yeah. So Tommy and Dehan have their fight. It's pretty much a back and forth affair. Long story short, Dehan ends up winning because as Tommy he beats the fuck out of him. He knocks his eye patch off. He's got the ghost eye that the people with the eye patch have, the ghost eye, and he's got him standing there, and Tommy lets time run out because he doesn't want to go too far and kill Dehan, and that's when we get Jane done. No. And then you got Eric Roberts over the corner. Tommy, no. Tommy, no.
He's gonna kill him, Coach.
He's gonna, Coach. He's gonna
So
kill him.
here's my question though: if you're in that, why don't you like sweep the leg or something here?
That's
like,
what I was
like
thinking.
There's
you
no
don't
happy
have to-
medium.
You do not have to kill him.
I think
There's
just
no
putting him on the
happy
ground
between
would have
murder
killed him.
and losing.
Little jab to the chest. Chest
Yeah.
jab. Chest jab.
Because you could have knocked him right down. You got a point.
Well,
I mean, Dehan was totally in the Mortal Kombat finish him thing where he was just like this. Tommy just had to shove him.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Honestly, I mean, raise your hand if you thought the same thing. I was like, why doesn't he just knock him over? Like, and then he could gently lift him up. Like, hey, I won. Sorry, but at least I won. And
But then you don't get the medal transfer scene.
Yeah, they could have still
You needed
had
that. You
moment.
needed that scene.
To break it all.
So,
Make it love.
we
A friendship. That's right. That's right, Eric.
He did a friendship. I forgot about friendships. Holy shit. Babality too. Wasn't there like
I was
a
gonna say,
babality?
shit, it should've turned him into a
Animality,
baby
baby,
if
an animal one. I forgot about all of those.
I learned about all these when Stu and I did the Mortal Kombat Annihilation episode a couple months ago.
Unleash your animality, Tommy. It'll be cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know what a babality was or an anime. I'm glad I didn't know any of this stuff.
Yeah.
So these guys now they're all standing in the ring together, and the Americans are they lost. And what does James Earl Jones tell him, Larry? What does he tell Tommy?
No.
No. What does he tell him after the fight?
You won that match. Don't ever forget it.
Don't ever forget it.
Something.
Yeah. And so they're standing there and they're all kind of like, down, and the Koreans are, waving to the crowd. And then Daehan approaches slowly. And Ahmad Rashad's like, hold on.
He's walking.
He's walking towards Tommy. And somehow everybody in the crowd hears all these like private conversations because they're all cheering like crazy. And Daehan has this moment. And I think if you were to pick, if you know this movie, most people know this movie because of kind of like this moment, like the kind of cheese-tastic ending where, essentially Ivan Drago goes over to Rocky and tells him that you're the fucking best and I love you. Because that's what happens. Daehan walks over and gives the medal to Tommy and tells him that, you may not have a brother anymore. I offer myself as your brother. And they both start kind of sobbing. Now, that part I actually get because that there's a story between these two guys. Once you get down to the rest of them, it doesn't make so much sense. Right. Even the Eric Roberts one, because Eric Roberts is like, I'm going to kick your ass. I'm going to do this. And then when the guy who fought Eric Roberts comes over, he says, Alexander Grady, Portland, Oregon, Motor City 2. he says, I know everything about you. And then Alex says back, whatever his name is, I don't want to screw it up.
Sejong Quinn.
Sejong Quinn of Seoul, Korea. I know all I need to know about, or all I want to know about you. It's like a double,
something weird like that.
Yeah.
It almost sounds like a compliment and also like a go fuck yourself. Did anybody else agree that it doesn't sound?
No, I always took it as a compliment. Like the guy gave him a fucking beating. Like, so he doesn't ever want to know anything about him again.
It's a tough guy compliment.
Yeah, of course.
At the same time, it's him being a badass at the same time. Not really badass, but
Yeah. Well, I mean, you got all that hair. You better.
Yeah. But even that, if you go back to Tommy, so we saw an ice cream cone drop. He's had his life change. He almost got killed by this guy. He almost kills this guy, but in like 15 seconds, he's crying and hugging him, and it's like, oh well, you killed my brother, but whatever.
Now you're my brother.
You gave me this medal, and it's nice.
But he told them that he's always regretted it, and his brother was a great fighter too, and which his brother was not a good fighter. His brother was basically the Sonny of the family, obviously.
Yeah, if he was a good fighter, he wouldn't have died.
No, yeah, he wouldn't.
That's like rule number one in fighting: don't die.
Don't die. They
Punch
showed
the other guy more.
They showed enough of that fight to let you know that his brother was not that good of a fucking fighter. He's like, your brother's a great fighter, and I'm so sorry, and I didn't mean it, and
but still,
sorry about the ice cream.
I'm an angry motherfucker, but still, I'm mad about this for my entire life.
Yeah.
And then you're like, man, I'm sorry.
Tommy's first word.
That's when it would just have been, then kill him right then, out of the tournament.
Tommy's first words, even if he accepted the whole thing, like if he accepts it, he probably should have said, it's been 15 years, you could have wrote or called. Like you're apologizing to me now because
there was no internet. He couldn't have found him.
He could have found him. He killed his brother.
He had floppy disks. He had floppy disks.
He knew where he was.
They had floppy disks. I forgot.
Yeah, Mark Marone has a bunch of fucking floppy disks.
That's right. My fault.
Now I want to ask the two newbies to this, Stu and Manster. I'll start with Manster. Manster, did the ending of this movie, however, we'll find out in the rating, however you felt about this movie at all, did it offer you any kind of emotional like closure? Did you go, I like the end of that?
I'm gonna have to admit, yes, absolutely. The ending of this movie changed my score.
Change your life is what it did. Change your fucking life.
It did not change my life at all.
Yes, it fucking did. Yes, it did.
You went right into the next room and hugged somebody and like, I'm gonna be a brother.
Like, I'm so sorry.
I think I got up and took a leak. So it actually did change my life for a moment.
Number one or number two?
Number one.
All right.
It was number one or number two, and then I went over and fingered him in the butthole for a while. It was
number two after that.
It was a nice night.
If you went to your bathroom and Chris Penn was hanging outside, then it'd be all right,
Yeah. All right,
you'd have a lot of coke in your bathroom. That'd be the only reason Chris Penn would be anywhere near your fucking bathroom.
That's why he'd be there. Yeah.
Stu, how did you feel about the end of this? Did it work for you?
Yeah, during the fight, when we got into the thing where we don't know whether Tommy's going to kill Dehan or not, I literally was just like, holy shit, he's going to kill this guy. This is going to be the greatest movie ever. Because the protagonist is just going to be like, fuck it, and murder a guy. And then he didn't, and they lost, and I was kind of deflated by that. But I will be honest, my notes are like, when Dehan came over and gave the speech and gave the medal, I was like, that's actually really well done, movie. I was surprised by how much that ending actually, it's not like it teared me up or anything, but I was like, all right, that's a good moment. I will remember this movie for that moment. So yeah, I bought it. I bought it. It was good.
Right.
I like it.
It redeemed the fact that Tommy didn't just murder, death kill him.
Murder, death, kill.
MDK. All right. Before we rate this thing, let's do the stuff we usually like to do. Let's go over. Larry and Mike are from ConnecticutCultClassics.com. Please go check it out. Larry, if people go to that website right now, are tickets currently still on sale for the next show? I want to make sure that's all.
No, they didn't go on sale yet.
Okay. What is the next show? When is it?
Next show is September 21st.
Nope.
No, it's not.
August.
Thank you. Here it is. Thanks, Mike. I never know. August 21st at the the Strand Theater.
We show movies. We show
movies. Basket Case and Brain Damage. Frank Henenlotter. Come check it out.
Yes.
Tickets go on sale July 16th.
July 16th. Man, for a second when you said that, I felt like that's so far away, and I realized it's like July 7th now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Larry, no.
No.
All right. So please check out Connecticut Cult Classics. The mighty return a couple weeks ago. We finally had Cronenberg night. It was awesome. And I do want to say this real quick. I mentioned this to Lloyd. We were at the archive last week, and Lloyd was, I think, looking at The Fly on DVD. And I love The Fly, but never before have I realized that the second half of The Fly is just Gina Davis's character going back to the apartment, getting horrified and leaving, and then doing it over and over again for about 40 minutes. She goes back and like his dick is in a jar, and she's like, she leaves. And then she goes back again to check on him, and he's crawling on the ceiling, and she fucking leaves. Then she goes back again, and he's like fucking his head splitting open, and she fucking leaves. I'm like, oh, there's a pattern here.
She doesn't get it. Yeah, she didn't get it. She kept thinking she would go back one time and he'd be healed or something.
Oh, Eric learned. We're not kidding about the Strand popcorn.
No, salty.
No, not at all.
Salty.
No.
COVID did not help the popcorn one bit.
No.
No. It's not like 2020, kind of made the salt drop a little. Nope. It's all there.
More salt.
You know the best part. The best part about the Strand is when the guys from the Knights of Columbus show up to get everything going. The main guy says to the guy behind the counter, "Get the sodas ready." He's like, "What about the popcorn?" And he goes, "Pop it, pop it." All right. So horrornewsnetwork.net, you can go and check out Larry's latest latest articles and whatever else he's got going on. Larry, do you have anything fresh out this week? Anything worth checking out?
There's always stuff up there worth checking out. I haven't written anything in a little bit. I've been too busy writing the welcomes for the Connecticut Horror Fest guests.
That's right.
But there's some new news about Night of the Living Dead 2 coming out. But you can check out that news and some new information about the Slumber Party Massacre reboot up there today. So yeah, Horror News Network, we're always up on the shit. Even if it's not me writing it, somebody's writing it.
Go there and get your tickets for September 18th.
Yep.
Out there in Naugatuck, it is going to be CT Horror Fest. Pine of Comics, we've got our table. We're ready to hang out all day long. It's a great time. And I mean, right, we got Matt Lillard is going to be there. Skeet Ulrich. That's right there. That's Scream right there for you.
David Keith.
David
Keith.
Nope. Keith David.
Keith
Not
David.
Keith. Yep.
Keith David.
That's the wrong person. Wrong person. Maybe we can get Stu out for Jake the Snake Roberts. He's going to be there.
Jake the Snake's going to be there. Maybe for some kind of pint video, I can get him to DDT me on the concrete floor. Yeah. That might be fun.
Sweet.
That might be a good time. All right. So
hand raised. You missed something.
What did I miss?
Box office and all that stuff.
Oh, did I miss box office?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll finish this promotion part off. We'll do box office and the ratings.
It was number one. Lloyd, come on.
Yeah.
Thank you. Come on.
Obviously.
Number one in the box
Hearts
office and number
on
one in your heart.
fire.
Go check Stu out. It's swoproductions.com. Another fantastic website. Pop-Tart Quest. I read about Orange Crush Pop-Tarts yesterday.
Oh,
Oh,
stop.
really?
Stop that.
Yeah.
Stop
That Orange Crush Pop-Tarts don't sound good,
No.
but they don't sound as vile as root beer Pop-Tarts you
See,
mentioned.
I would have thought root beer would have been better, and they weren't. Root beer was abominable. Orange Crush is just too sweet, but it's
I
fine.
keep seeing pretzel Pop-Tarts in the store.
Yes, those I have reviews on those. Yes, they're coming. They're coming.
That sounds real dry to
They've
me.
already.
Ugh.
No, they're good.
That's
They're
dry.
good.
All right.
How's that taste? Dry.
Dry.
Okay.
Dry. Sahara Desert.
What do you want a Pop-Tart to taste like? Not dry?
It's wet.
Moist.
A little
moist.
moist inside, a little
Moist with a little pretzel on the outside, you know?
Yeah,
I like a damp Pop-Tart.
a little damp,
If you have one.
damp but crispy.
And then when you take it out, put a little icing on it.
Yeah.
I don't like my Pop-Tarts toasted. I like my Pop-Tarts.
I prefer my Pop-Tarts
Damn.
to be toaster strudels.
Pink Starburst. Pop-Tart flavor?
Pink-
Jesus
No,
Christ.
pink.
No.
Yeah, pink
Oh,
Starburst gets the big thumbs down.
All right.
No,
This-
big thumbs up.
No, big thumbs down. Big thumbs down. So okay.
I
So
feel like John's gonna have an aneurysm over this pink Starburst.
I'm
He's so
mostly just
mad about
amazed.
it.
I'm
Like,
just
he just keeps
amazed by it.
randomly posting shit. I saw it on what was it, Instagram? You had it too.
Yeah, and people were voting for it. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And Holly brought it up, and someone else brought it up that pink is the only flavor that they make their own bag for.
Yeah, it's the most popular flavor. I'm with you. I think it's the worst, but it's the most popular.
It's crazy.
I think it's Jen. Is it Jen's favorite? I don't know. I don't remember what Jen said her favorite
Unless
was.
you put salad dressing on it, then it's not.
ooh,
Oh my god.
No salad dressing.
rough.
No salad dressing
Anthony's a
in
big
Jen
fan as well. Anthony's a big fan as well. Now, Stu, the podcast every 2 weeks. You just had an episode come out the other day about Civil War.
Mhm.
2 weeks from now, you have me on the show, right? Thor. We're doing Thor.
9 days.
9 days.
On July
And-
15th, it'll be you and me talking about the first Thor.
He's got a
And then-
schedule. He's got a schedule.
He does have a schedule. And I think Lloyd is coming up at some point with Thor Ragnarok, correct?
Yes.
And you've got
September,
Larry.
October.
It'll be before October. I think it's maybe early September for Lloyd's episode. Yep.
All right. And then you got Larry at some point with, 300? You guys talk 300?
Yep.
All right.
That is
All
a
right,
good episode. I feel like I'm just giving Larry all the credit in the world here, but I mean I edited that episode and I was laughing the entire time I edited it. So I'm real happy with that one.
Awesome. I give Mike all the credit for that. Thank you, Mike.
I came in to punch up that script.
You know,
I came in a day early and did a little work there.
All right.
QT.
On the QT, this week's episode just came out today. Features Scary Larry Dwyer. We talked about Death Proof. That's out and about, ready to go.
Larry's like, "What? I did a podcast."
I knew I did it, Mike. I didn't know. See, you didn't write the script for me for this one, so I didn't realize that it came out today. Okay.
It is today. And in 2 weeks' time, Stu will be with us for Django Unchained. And then the very last episode we are recording at the end of next week with Mr. Mike Simonetta. So we got the triumvirate here, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And that will be out the first week of, and he got the book too. And that'll be out.
Wait, when do we record that?
Friday the 16th. I sent you the email. We talked about it the whole 9 yards.
God damn it, Lloyd.
Well, you know me.
Yeah, you're the guy who says send me emails. I do, and then you go, I never saw that.
No, not emails. Not emails.
The what do you call it? The fucking invite.
He wants snail
Yeah,
mail.
it's on
Can you
there,
send
I'll
him
know
a-
about it.
Can you send him a letter like with a
Send him a
stamp, like,
certified
No,
letter.
it has to be in the calendar. It has to be in a calendar.
Go to the notary.
I sent it to your calendar. I did it.
All right,
via
then
the
it's
calendar.
there. No worries. Stop yelling at me.
Check out the-
God damn it!
Jesus
John,
He's
leave
the
him alone.
coach. He's the goddamn coach. He can yell.
No.
No, Nanster, no. Check out the latest pint of comics. It's all about Rollerball remake 2002. This week, Trasha, Tolerable or Treasure, Star Trek 5. Check that out. It'll be out Friday. All right, Manster, let's get into our box office.
Box office. First of all, $5 million budget on this thing.
Well,
$5
they
million.
That's all going to
This
Korea.
is flying pretty good.
Yeah,
Korea,
it's
exactly.
all, it's
That
all
all
plane
went to
tickets.
Eric Roberts' hair products.
See,
in
and this
the-
is where Lois Fletcher used to be like, I'm not flying to Korea.
Nah.
Yeah.
You're not paying me enough money to fly to Korea. Sorry.
So opening weekend, this bad boy made 990,000.
Fuck yeah, it did.
Came in number 14 that week. This was a terrible weekend. Crimes and Misdemeanors was number 5. Shocker number 4. Dad number 3. The Bear.
Shocker, the Wes Craven movie?
Is Shocker
Yeah.
this one?
Yep.
No,
Is that the
Shocker.
Shocker?
Yeah, that's Shocker.
That is,
Or
yeah.
is that the Shocker, or is that the
No,
Punisher?
No, you were right. That's the
Okay,
yeah.
This is the
Punisher's
Shocker.
this one.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
And number 1 that weekend was Look Who's Talking in its 5th week.
Oof.
Oh my God.
God.
All right.
The budget
19
went up for Penn's nose.
1989. This one came in 151.
Oof.
1.7 million. That's what it made. 1.7 million.
Yeah, this was definitely a video. I think this was a video. I don't want to call it a hit, but I think this is one people picked up on. You know, like right after you masturbated yourself to sleep at 2 a.m. on Cinemax, you woke up at 3 and this was on. You know, you fell asleep, you woke up, and then okay, I'll watch this martial arts thing.
All right, I'm going to give you 2 other titles and tell me if they came in before or after this one.
All right.
Can we just
All
say
right.
after? No.
The awesome, amazing Vampire's Kiss
Oh, that's your movie, right?
and Blood Fist.
I don't know.
Give me the order of those 3 movies.
I've never heard of Blood Fist.
Yeah, I've never heard of Blood Fist.
No.
I would say Vampire's Kiss made. No, this is a trick. This is a trick.
Yeah,
Of course it is.
yeah.
It's
God
best
damn
of
you,
the,
Manster.
But
best
is
of the
it?
best.
Maybe
best
I
of the
knew
best.
you were going to think it was a trick and then untricked it.
I
That's
knew
the
that
best.
you knew that I knew that you
Yeah,
knew.
exactly.
Best of the best was the highest. Vampire's Kiss was the second, and Blood Fist, which I think you made up, is the third.
All right. Blood Fist was the highest at 1.77 million.
Oh,
Nice.
And then best of the best at 1.7. Vampire's Kiss, 725,000.
Oh, terrible.
A whole million less.
You know what's funny? I just look up Blood Fist because I'd never heard of it too. There are 7 Blood
That's
Fist
It's
movies.
a big title.
Holy shit! Eric
Big
says
time.
I've only seen the porn parody of Blood Fist. It's also called Blood Fist. That's good. That's good.
All right, I'll give you the top 10 real quick.
All right.
Number 10, Dead Poet Society. Number
That's my
9,
movie.
Parenthood. 8, Driving Miss Daisy. 7, Ghostbusters 2. 6, Back to the Future 2. 5, Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. 4, Look Who's Talking. 3, Lethal Weapon 2. 2, Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. And of course, number 1, Batman.
Yep. All right. So that's it for 89. Let's go to the ratings. Let's start off. You know what? Let's start with the law because I want to hear what he thought of this thing. Let's start with with Officer Mike. Let's find out on a scale of 0 to 5, quarter and half scale, acceptable. Pint of Comics. What did you think of 1989's Best of the Best?
So I'm going to quote Roger Ebert here because I think this goes right into my review. The last line in his review is, it says, "What we really have here is a documentary of the actors wasting their lives."
Fuck Roger Ebert, okay? Fuck Roger Ebert.
Okay, don't speak ill of the dead.
We've been speaking ill of the dead for an hour.
You know,
and
because
fucking
everybody that's movie
45
except Eric
minutes.
Roberts. It was mildly amusing. Rocky IV ripoff, terrible ripoff of every other martial arts movie ever. Although classic 80s. Are we ranging this out of Eric Roberts? Mullets or
Yeah. You can do Eric Roberts mullets on this.
It was amusing rewatch, but I can only give it 2 mullets out of 5.
2 mullets out of 5. All right, that's fair. Let's go up to the Manster. Let's find out what the Manster thought on his first viewing of Best of the Best.
I think for all the same things, Officer Mike, it was mildly amusing. It was a ripoff, but it was still entertaining to watch. And the ending kind of jumped it up a little bit for me, and I'm going to go a little bit higher. I'm going to even say 2.5.
2.5. All right, right there. Straight down the middle. Down the middle. All right, I'll go next. Yeah, I've seen this movie before. It wasn't anything new to me. I hadn't seen it in a long time. It's one of those movies that's like, Yeah, there are a lot of problems with it. The characterizations aren't great, but there's something about like you want these guys to succeed. Like I actually did like the character of Virgil. I don't know why. Like maybe the guy just played him well. I can't put my finger on the thing. It's tough to say what I like about this movie because the martial arts action isn't incredible. It does have some good actors in it. James Earl Jones is always great to see. Eric Roberts acquits himself fine in this. But it's one of those movies that I can't quantify what I enjoy about it. But I'm going to go a little higher than The Manster. I'm going to say this hits me at about a 2.75.
Wow. All right.
Yeah, 2.75. I enjoy this one. I will watch it again. This isn't my collection. But if I was at Walmart and the Blu-ray was $5, that fucker's coming home with daddy. All right. So let's go to Larry and find out what he thinks. Now, we already know he likes it, but let's find out how much.
I mean, it's no American Ninja, but listen, Best of the Best has always been one of my favorite martial arts movies from late 1989.
Done by Americans with a low budget.
One of my favorite,
starring Eric Roberts.
one of my favorite November 1989 martial arts releases that have James Earl Jones.
with a bar scene that references Kane Hodder's girlfriend getting her ass pierced. Yeah.
Listen, honestly, this is always. I mean, I'm not rating this on a fucking same scale as I'm rating fucking The Godfather. I'm rating this the scale of 80s martial arts films and shit that I grew up watching. Best of the Best to me is it's a good story. It's not the greatest story, but it's got a great ending. That really, I'd be lying if I said I didn't shed a tear several times when Dahan hugs him. I'm sorry, but for me, it's a solid 4, buddy.
Whoa! All right. No, nice. Good
It's a solid
score.
4. Thank you.
Ooh, all right.
I like the picture.
Thank you. I just drew that while we were talking.
Eric says Bloodsport greater than Best of the Best, which is greater than Kickboxer. I will agree. I think I'd go.
Kickboxer's not a very good.
Yeah,
Bloodsport is great.
Come on,
Bloodsport is great.
Yes, it is. I agree.
It's far up there.
I agree.
Eric says he agrees with Larry. A very solid 4. All right, Stu. First time watch. What did you think?
For me, this is a movie of two scenes. You have the ending, which is really powerful and actually works. And boy, with the acting leading through this movie, I did not expect it to, but the ending really worked for me. And the bar scene, I wrote on my notes, bar fight equals legit 5-star scene. The entire bar fight scene was fantastic.
That's better fighting than the tournament.
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, somebody mentioned it earlier. Eric Roberts' clothesline when he's exiting the phone booth, when he's just walking and just fucking throws his arm out and clips that fucking dude.
He comes out of the phone booth. He doesn't know who's fighting who's on their side, who's not. He just decks a guy right away.
Immediately, he's like, "Ma, I gotta go." Fucking bonk. Boom.
Kiss Walter.
Yeah, I know I love that kid and all, but there's a fight. I gotta go.
Yeah.
Like the technical aspects of this movie are bad. The writing is bad. There are so many plot things going on with his shoulder and his son getting hit and James Earl Jones's coach's history and Tommy's brother. There's just too much going on in an hour-and-a-half movie, but I actually really enjoyed watching it. And man, the bar fight scene in the end, they just seal it for me. It's free.
All right, Chris agrees with you. 3
We're all
mullets.
over the place.
There you go. 3 mullets.
Patrick says 2.5. So yeah, we're all pretty close. We're all pretty close there. All right. Well, hey, look.
Except Larry.
Well, Larry goes right to fucking 4.
Over the top.
Love Over the Top.
Larry always does
one of my
his,
favorite Stallone films.
Larry grades movies however he wants to grade them. He gave Friday the 13th Part 2 a 5, but then prefaced it with like, well, I'm grading it against other Friday the 13th. That's not how grades work.
That's how my grades work, Stu. God damn it! I already said I'm not grading this like I'm grading it as among 1989 martial arts films. This is a fucking 4.
Yeah. So if he put it against The Godfather would be like a 3.
Yeah,
it's a 4.
No, that's a Stu rating. Who rated Alien like a 3 and like Weekend at Bernie's a 4.2 or something.
I haven't seen Weekend at Bernie's. Calm down.
Weekend at Bernie's 2. Yeah, the not even as good one as the shitty first one. All right. Well, this has been Pine of Comics, sci-fi, fantasy, action 80s. It's been a lot of fun, guys, talking about best of the best. I'll come up with another movie, and anybody that wants to come on again, we'll do it in a couple weeks again. Everybody out there, Anthony, Chris, Patrick. Patrick, by the way, I want to say real quick, we got to meet him at the Cult Classics. He drove out from fucking New Jersey to check out Larry's show, and very, very nice dude. Eric, as always, met him a few times now. It's great fun, and thank you for suggesting that. And if any of you guys have a suggestion, Chris was out there. Yeah, it was just great seeing all you guys. And girls, everybody out there. It was just fantastic just to hang out and get to do something that was not COVID-y again for the first time in a long time. But until the next time, I'm John.
No, I'm Lloyd.
And these guys are the officer and two gentlemen. And we will see you next time.